we will have the better understanding the types of vessels. Modern seagoing commercial vessels come in all shapes and size and are designed to carry a wide variety of cargoes.
For latest updates, subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon.
Types of vessels, uses and names, Part 1, Export-Import Business, India.
So now we are going to have a discussion on very interesting topic. On a day-to-day basis, you would be hearing a lot of, the container vessel has come or some different type of vessels and everything. But basically, we will try to have a, complete clarity what types of vessels are there for the logistic and, the cargo activity. So let's start with this topic. How many different types of vessels are there? So first, to start with the different types of vessel, it is better we have the clarity that what exactly the vessel is. What can be called as vessel? Generally, a water vessel widely refers to any watercraft that navigates the water bodies. Therefore, according to this definition, a vessel would include all such machines from boats to the large ships. So, as I said, any the small size boat till large size vessel for the cargo movement or container movement or anything, all the types of the vehicle or machinery can be considered as vessel. So now we will have the better understanding the types of vessels. Modern seagoing commercial vessels come in all shapes and size and are designed to carry a wide variety of cargoes. This article provides a brief overview of the main types of vessels that sail the world sea and gives some history on how each has evolved. So basically in this topic and discussion, we will have the better clarity that what different types of vessels and why that different types of vessel have been brought into the practice. Because each vessel has their own set of roles and responsibility and they are very vital in that particular genre. For the purpose for better clarity and understanding, vessel categories are divided into three preliminary parts as dry cargo ships, liquid cargo ships and specialized cargo ships, with each of this divided further into the subcategories, which we will have a further clarity and detail. So first we will start with dry cargo ships. Historically, dry cargo vessels were the most common vessels in the world's merchant fleet. Known as general cargo vessels, they would be equipped with their own cargo loading equipment, usually in the form of direct lifting devices. Like they have their own arm to carry the cargo from the terminal to the deck. Cargo would be stored in different holds and the speed and the effectiveness of the loading and unloading process would depend on the ship's crew and the port workers. Such ships sometimes operated a regular service as liners between two or more ports, but could also operate in the tramp trade. So, what all different types of vessels or the carriers would be incorporated into dry cargo? So, to have a subcategorized, there are 5 different types of dry cargo vessels, which are mainly being they used into the industry. First, bulk carriers. Second, general cargo vessels. Third, container vessels. 4, reefer vessels. And 5, ro-ro vessels. I hope most of you might have seen the different pictures either on the internet or different forum when regularly doing the the news interaction and everything. First, the bulk carriers. For dry cargoes with a high weight to cost ratio such as coal, grain, ore or like cement, earlier it used to the different type of seeds and everything, fertilizers also used to be carried out through this type of vessels. Economies of scale produced the modern bulk carrier. Those vessels are divided into several separate holds covered by hatches. So the complete vessel is there and it has been categorized and divided into different hatches by having a different compartment and walls in between. In port, cargo is loaded by conveyor and spouts or by crane and grab. So as I said, to carry out the unloading and loading of the cargo, Either they will have their own cranes installed into the vessel itself, or there would be different the hands or conveyors spouts would be available. Some bulk carriers are geared. Usually a crane is located between each hatch. So between two hatches on the wall itself, the hatch would be available through which the cargo loading and unloading can be done. It can be picked up from the terminal itself very easily, and to allow the loading and unloading of the cargo at berths without the need of shore equipment. Shore equipment means there is no requirement of any other equipment made available by the terminal or the port authorities. Vessel itself can carry out all the activity for loading and unloading through their own the inbuilt hatches. General cargo vessel. General cargo vessels are also known as break bulk vessels. Is usually on pallets or in bags. There may be specialized handling facilities for such cargo, but usually loading and unloading is carried out using cranes and straps or slings. These vessels can also carry loose and irregular cargo, in which case the vessel's crew and port stevedores pack the cargo to minimize damage and maximize space. So basically, bulk vessel and the general cargo, which is break bulk vessels, are moreover act like same only, but only difference is in the earlier general cargo vessel, the cargo would be loaded either into the pallets or the bags, which are packed in proper form. The cargo have been stacked in particular form. In other case, the earlier type of vessel what we see, where the cargo is directly dumped like sand or something. It doesn't require any specific type of packaging. We just have to to make sure the hatch is filled with the cargo. That's it. Then very important and type of vessel comes into picture, which after the introduction of the container into the industry, this type of vessel have dominate the market very on a large scale. Because of this type of vessels, now the general cargo vessels and bulk vessels transaction and movement have been limited only for the offshore movements, as well as for the special cargo like over dimension, the heavy lift cargo which are there. So let's have the better understanding for container vessels. Containers have become a main way of transporting manufactured goods around the world. A container can be transferred between truck, train, ships relatively easily and is a standard size to simplify transportation. Containers can accommodate anything from foodstuffs to electric equipments to automobiles. Anything which can be packed or palletized or stuffed into the container can be moved and executed with this type of movement. They are also used to transport bagged and palletized goods as well as liquids and refrigerated cargo. For liquid containers, might be possible the cargo need to be loaded into either the barrels or in other different form. And there are refrigerated containers also which can help and move the perishable cargo and as well as the pharmaceutical products as well. As it has been advised in this particular the clarity that the set size and dimension gives a edge to have the easy movement and execution of the loading and unloading either on the vessel or on the truck, inland for rail movement or by road movement also. Then comes the reefer vessel. Ships designed to carry a refrigerated cargo and perishable goods such as fruit or meat are known as reefer vessels. Cargo is stored in holds which are then sealed and temperature controlled. So once hatches used to be sealed properly and there are equipments available to make sure the temperature and humidity and everything is properly controlled into that specific environment to have the better lifespan of the cargo which is moving into the specific vessel. Traditional reefer vessels have been largely replaced by the use of reefer containers which are carried aboard container vessels. Reefer containers need a power source to function and often require inspection during the voyage. So as I said earlier, now the refrigerated containers have taken this place for the movement of the logistic activity. But still in some European sectors where the crab fishermen are also required to have the certain standard for logistic activity for live stocks, fishes and everything. till the time they are readily available into the market, they have to be preserved in specific environment. So still on very small level, still this type of vessels can be seen for those activities. Then comes within the dry cargo range, the Ro-Ro vessel. Ro-Ro vessel is also known as roll-on and roll-off vessels. They include vehicle ferries and cargo ships carrying truck trailers. The car carrier is the most commonly used Ro-Ro vessels. These slab-sided vessels feature multiple vehicle decks comprising parking lines, linked by internal ramps with access to shore provided by one or more loading ramp. Cargo capacity of such vessels is measured in car equivalent units. Car equivalent unit is also, vastly known in abbreviation as CEU, where in containerized vessel, the cargo capacity and details are carried out by TEUs. So there are two types of, again, going back to the containerized cargo, I'm just giving you the further in-depth detail for that particular case. There are two different type of containers which are vastly used. One is 20 feet container, second is 40 feet container. There are different types of container as well which can carry out different type of loading and unloading activity on the container. But it gives very, the easy way to have the stacking of the container either on the vessel or at the yard itself. So now coming back to the Ro-Ro vessel. Ro-Ro vessel are very, effective way of transport vessel specifically for final product like cars, trucks or some other, the four-wheel or two-wheel vehicles which need to be carried out and moved to different locations. So instead of dismantling it and packing it in one container, it is far more feasible to have it loaded on a particular, the person can straight away drive through the vessel itself. The same picture you can see on the presentation as well right now. And the largest car carrier afloat today have a capacity of over 6,000 CEU. That means the vessels which are there, Ro-Ro vessels, nowadays in market, the capacity of the vessels are reaching out almost 6,000 cars equivalent units.
Thank you for watching this video. The other types of vessels are continued in the next video. Types of vessels, uses and names, Part 2 and Part 3, Export-Import Business, India. Do watch the same.
For detailed learning of all logistics subjects, visit www.logiveda.com.